Hello everybody, Isabella from Pride Attire. Today we are looking at another dressing up video, or another one from the series. This time the second Bustle style. We've done something that about 7 years ago, I think, so it's been quite some time, maybe a bit less for some styles. This time we are looking for an elegant promenade outfit and its evening counterpart. So a very, very popular to be honest, from 50s or the 90s trend of having one skirt with two different bodices that would fit the occasion. It was a great way of utilising leftover fabrics, as I did with mine, because I've made my day dress first for the Victorian Dressmaker Volume 2 book. And at some point I needed a bodice for a ball, so I used just scraps from that, and it worked. So let's be about it. Let's have a look. I'm wearing my fashionable combinations that are pretty indecent underneath, so I'm going to cover up as soon as I can, because otherwise I have to sort of edit the video and put little flowers in strategic places. I've got several. I already put my walking boots on. Fortunately, very small heel today, so my feet are going to be happier, and stockings. And I've got several corsets to choose from. Not really sure. Let's go for this one and see how it goes. I might have to change my chemise for the evening anyway. So if I'm not happy with any of the corsets, I can always change it. This one is cuffed to my riding corset, actually, that I really, really like. From the same book, the Victorian Dressmaker 2, so the pattern is there. And although it is a riding corset, I actually really like just for everyday wear. It's very, very comfortable. Okay, and let me see if I've covered all the strategic places again. I've made sure that I've eaten a little bit earlier today, so there was a pizza, well, there is a pizza somewhere here, but I should be able to squeeze in the bodice, to be honest. My corset I think it just closed in the back, so that may be good news. Let's bring it over. The corset here is just yellow couture I had from Farthingales in Canada. Lovely fabric, and I find it really, really comfortable. The next bit for the second Bustle era, and that's the era that, for those of you who are uninitiated yet, we have two Bustle eras. The first one, the early one, is in very late 60s and the beginning of 70s. Then we have natural form era, when the big bustles went out and the smaller bustles, a more natural sort of silhouette was fashionable. And then the bustle started up again with an oomph, so a little bit different silhouette to the first one, whereas the first one is both wider and can be quite big, doesn't have to, but can be quite big. It's a lot of volume. The second bustle tends to be more structural, more oblong, more sort of kept together. Front is relatively flat, sides are relatively sort of flat. The old protrusion is kept at the back. So that's what we are aiming for today. I've got my little thing that folds very, very easily up and down if I need to sit. That's my alternative chemise for the evening, and that's my petticoat. Let's put that on. Again, excuse the noise. I will try to edit it up. So I hope you cannot hear all the traffic from the outside. It's a lovely location here in Buxton. We are here for the Belle Epoque event, day 2 today, so a big ball today. Okay, I'm not buckling it up. Yes, again. But at its lovely location, it's just across the window I can actually see the Buxton Crescent and Spa through the window, but it's a very busy road and it stays busy quite long into the night, so sleep hasn't been great. The weather has been very capricious all day today. We were very lucky yesterday. We were recording first, natural form, and we went exploring. So we were prepared for everything, but luckily we just had quite nice weather, no rain. Today, fortunately, we are mostly confined here, but it has been rainy and a little bit blustery. But hopefully now stopped for long enough to get the gown out for a little walk in the Crescent and to drink some famous Buxton water. So let's take some waters. Not as obnoxious as the bath water, I must say. A little bit more taste to it. Still pretty mineralised, which is not surprising. But not as badly as bath. So that's my little centaur look. And let me print the skirt on. So this is based on a fashion plate, and again, the pattern is in the book. It's been quite an adventure making it. Again, I was using bits and pieces that I didn't know what to do with them, like that nice sort of pinkish pattern here. Just enough scraps to provide them, accents to the whole ensemble. And asymmetry, was a very fashionable trend at the time. I'm going to let you on in a little secret. The underside, you can see there is a bit of a elastic set into the skirt to keep it on the bustle. Not sure if you can see it from the inside out. I said, sorry, not elastic, my mistake. Just a tape with ties so you can regulate it depending on how big your cage is. And there are tapes to regulate the drapery on the bustle on the top. So there's been quite a lot of layers, but most gowns from that period rely on a foundation skirt, which is never sealed. So this one is my foundation skirt. So the only bits that are seamed could be covered in silk. In this case, some bits are seamed, some bits are not. And then the rest goes over that. So I've got a couple of dresses when you cannot see foundation skirt at all. And then foundation is just cheap cotton or leftover silk or something that you normally wouldn't use much. Whereas if it can be seen, or just the bits that can be seen are covered in something else. Let me see if I can do my back without outside help. I can. Wow. That's unusual. And this dress has also, at some point here, a pocket cleverly hidden. So that is a nice feature for me. The decorative elements here, it's all silk satin, but it has decorative elements from silk woven ribbon from Papillonaceous that are in Devon. So that provided all the decorative details. So that's the big skirt, big bustle. I'm going to have a look. If it looks all right, should be fine. It's all lined with lighter silk, so very springy, sort of magenta, pale pink and dark green. And for the day, they have a look. A little bodice. Again, we have asymmetry here. The closure is with buttons and with hooks and bars. I hope I can see them here. The front is pleated. The inside is finished. All the seams are overcast. We've got the tape, waist tape for keeping the bodice next to the body. You have deep facing all around the hem. Is it piped? No, it's not piped. And obviously you have boning. So let's put that on. The back has a nice little V at the end. I really like this style. I think my favourite would be natural form, but from the two bustles, I do definitely prefer the second style. It's, I don't know, more structural, less frilly, very little. There's still some frill in some models, but definitely much less than in the first Bustle period. So less frill, less ruffles. If there are pleats that are structured and organised, more asymmetry, more geometrical, I suppose we can call it. So a little bit more tailored look as well. So I'm going to grab my tape and see if I can buckle it out. Yeah, tape's in. So that tape anchors the whole bodice to the waist, and I can now play with buttoning and hooks and bars at ease without straining too much. The second, natural form and second bustle, I see quite a lot of high collars. Again, I'm quite a fan of high collar. With this one goes somewhere here. Oh yes, I can see my little bars. They are worked in similar stretch to the main colour, so it's a little bit tricky. And my boobs are annoying, which is not helping much. I cannot see. Where are down my bones? And you don't really want to go for the wrong one. Oh yeah, I found it. And I found it. And I found it. And I think, oh yes, we are just right. We didn't miss anything on the way, I hope. So that is a really structured look. I have something sticking out here. I've looked right. That's better. So the back is pleated. And let me see. A matching hat. That's from, as usual, Sherry from Farthingale Hats. So I'm going to just show it on and hope for the best that it sits on my head. And then just, ouch, can I skewer it somehow? I should actually stay as it is. That will work too. I kicked the brooch to start with, but I think I'm good. So the next bit is going to be gloves and a little coat. This coat, or rather dolman mantle, I was very, very lucky to secure on, I think, Etsy of all places. And it's an original second form dolman mantle in silk velvet with a lot of absolutely charming chenille pompons and fringing. It's in excellent condition. The lining is quilted, so I'll be quite toasty at the moment. It has big inside pocket. Not sure if that light does a lot of... Could we switch up that light for a second and see if it looks better? Because I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get lookers around.
No, me little.
He's already dressed for the evening, as you can see. No, it does help. I've got two long tapes that tie in front. There are hooks and eyes all there on the front, and they're all original. Quite big eyes. Your eyes are quite big, actually. And the sleeves have slots, so you can put your hands through, which is quite a nice option for a dolman. So I'm going to put some photos that you will see the details a little bit better on. And again, I will make this pattern accessible in my third book, the Victorian Dressmaker 3, the last one of the series. I'm moving on to different bits. Mostly because it's a lovely pattern and it's a great opportunity to know what to have a pattern that is directly from an extant garment. The hooks and eyes are offset, so on one side you have hook eye, and that helps a lot to keep the tension without and cooking, because otherwise, once you cook one, very often all the cooks go out. So let's just cook as much as necessary. And it is quite long in front. It's very much a winter garment, but I just could not wear it. It's a dull and cold June, so why not? It's England after all. I'm going to have a umbrella, not the parasol, because it's still quite wet. Gloves. And we are ready. I tried to get some footage from walking around, and I'll see you very shortly to get ready for the evening. Let's switch this. I hope you can see a little bit more. Could you come closer, please? That's the little pocket. You can see the quilting. It's all quilted in satin, and the lovely little pom-poms and chenille decoration on the sleeve. So that's a really nice style. That's one pocket on the one pocket. So let's put it same here. And that's the rest of the dress. So we're back. It has been rainy, and now it's, look, sun. And we just sort of stole underneath the parasols to the arches, took a quick video, took some shoots, and actually managed to go upstairs a bit. But my skirt is a bit wet, not badly. So I'm going to undo my day bodice. And for the evening, I've got a bodice that laces, but obviously it's without sleeves, and it's quite lower cut. So I'm going to have a look first before I even change my hair, which I will in a second, if I need to change my chemise. I probably will. Let me get rid of this one as well. I will be dancing, so might be needed, but might not. Now let's have a look. I have a feeling that it actually has sleeves. Let's have a look. Yeah, I need to change my chemise because this one just freaks up too much. So I'm going to change my chemise, my corset probably, and I will see you here just for the putting off the finishing touches. So, see you anon. Right, I've changed to a little chemisey petticoat you've seen before, and I've changed my hair as well. I'm going to go with this corset now. The hair is quite fun. The shorter hair, there was actually a fad for a really short hair in the 80s. I had short hair a few years back, but not that short. And lots of kind of frizzled, and not only frizzled, fringes were available to purchase from hair vendors, or of course if you had your own, you used your own. I don't really have my own. I've got long fronts, so even if I curl it, it's not going to stay like maybe 5 minutes. This one is closed as well. Let's see how it goes with the other skirt. Right, so on the garments, apart from different chemise and a different corset, the rest is the same. So I grab very quickly my KG thingy and my petticoat. And this, as you can see, can go quite easily. It's not done up at the moment. Lucas, could you oblige, please?
By all means.
Not to the very end, but at least a couple of buttons.
It's just under, isn't it, this one?
The buttons. Somewhere there.
They are there. They're very tiny. They're big fingers. Much easier to do this without the corset.
Well, yes, happens.
One, One against the other.
Okay. And we'll use the thing as needed. I will need you to do the bodice as well in a second.
Not a problem.
The bustle
Another
is a
one?
problem.
Is there three?
I'll leave that on
Leave this
because
up
I
on,
will
sure.
need that a little bit
Oh.
on. We'll see. So a petticoat. So yeah, I was once quite tempted to go really, really short, proper sort of 80s typhus short hair, but didn't in the end. Luckily, I've got quite a few headpieces accumulated over the years. I'm going to grab my shoes. Fortunately, they are slip-on. Tiny heels, so my feet are going to be aching tomorrow, but should be fine now. Skirt. With very wet hand, but can't be helped. Lucas is fulfilling the role of a maid. This one has got stuck here.
Sure.
Yep.
That was easy.
Wow. Surprise.
Slim and light.
You do the bottom of the skirt down there. It tends to get up, and sometimes you go out and all your skirts at the back are showing your petticoats. Quite scandalous.
Spin a little.
Or flirtations. Or both. Should have green shoes for that really, but sadly can't go. So evening bodice has a little sleeves, more decoration of the ribbons, that's like before. Again, used real scraps. I based the pattern on one of the fashion bits, but it was mostly to see what I can do with the bits I had, because there wasn't much. This one is piped at the bottom. And this, hopefully, should stay out of the way once you put it on. So I'll let Lucas work some magic at the back. You do see at that time sleeveless bodices appearing occasionally. We obviously have the famous Madame X painting by Sargent. But there were sleeveless gowns. We actually were shooting one for the third volume of the Victorian Dressmaker earlier on. But and sleeveless gowns for the evening are fun because you actually sweat a little bit less. But if you do sweat, it shows much more. So there is a bit of a trade-off. That might not be what you had in mind. This bodice is also quite thoroughly boned.
Need to expand this hole here to bring through.
Apparently I need to expand my hole
You do indeed.
at the back. I'm not going to comment anymore because it is not this kind of YouTube channel. Maybe it should be. Have you
Yeah.
expanded my hole?
I have.
Just God, it sounds
using
wrong.
the means at my disposal.
Obviously for the evening I'll have long kid gloves, and the gloves served a few purposes. There is actually the little modesty panel that is underneath.
Yes,
Can you
it's
see it?
fine.
Yes. So the few reasons, you'll be touching a lot of hands, a lot of gentlemen's hands during the ball, during the dancing, which is from modern perspective, COVID perspective, it's, you know, germs, not really hygienic. But from the past, it was quite intimate to be touching another's hand without a glove. So obviously it was not seen as a seemly thing to do. Nowadays, I'm quite glad, less germs around me, that's fine, I'm happy with that. So it's really useful. You don't have to paint your nails. I'm happy with that. I'm not very much into painting. At that time you start using some makeup, or powder's been all along, but you have slight lipstick starting appearing, even in the sort of better balls where normally that kind of thing would be really shunned. And I think shortly mascara is going to make its first,
Come back in.
not come back, but first
Egyptian times.
bit. So yes, a little bit of makeup. Obviously, if you put modern contouring with modern chiseled eyebrows and lots of fake eyelashes, that's going to distract a little bit from the rest of the image if you are after historical accuracy. If you are not, then fair game, do whatever you want. I'm not the makeup girl, so it's easy for me. I'll put some powder on, that's it.
Going to need a device for this one.
Okay, so you're going to need a device for...
Bodger.
Okay, let's find him a budget. Will this help?
See if I...
If not,
It's fine.
here, much better over there.
Probably.
We'll have some bling on. Again, I'm not very much into jewellery. I don't wear jewellery. I don't even wear my wedding band. Don't like it. It's cumbersome and just don't like it. I will have to take it off for every training or for working in the stables, and it just doesn't work for me. So I quite like the gloves because they cover my workwoman's calloused fingers and nails that at the moment are actually quite clean and short, but sometimes when you just go from the stable there is a bit of grime there and you may forgot to tidy it. I will put something on my neck and possibly something in my ears. Not very fond of it, of jingly bits, but again, historical accuracy, you most likely have some kind of jewellery on display to show off your status. So I've got some bits and pieces also accumulated through the years, but definitely not as much as usual woman or lady would have at that time. But then again, it used to be an investment of your wealth. That's what spoke about your stature in the society, and you would show off how wealthy you are, not only your silks but all the jewelry. I suppose nowadays the same. I just don't really move in those circles, so I can't really say whether people go and care whether it's diamonds or rhinestones or whatever else. If it's a glam rock or stone, it's fine. But then again, I'm maybe not the typical woman.
You are far from a typical woman, Mona. In all the right ways.
Right,
Well,
so
there we
I
go.
think
Took
we
a
are
while.
all laced up. Let me get some... Where are the kitty gloves? I think the kitty gloves are in that big bag where the candy stuff was. In the meantime, I have some choices. There's quite a lot of cleavage actually on this one. I'm quite bold.
Colour of gloves?
I might just put white. Maybe that's, I think that will do. I know I've got cubby shoes. Sorry. Kid gloves, kid gloves. I might need to stop filming for a bit to find my gloves.
Let's do that.
So long white gloves.
It's a lot easier for the gents than the ladies at the moment.